This is episode 30. What are the odds that it would be 30 when you turn 30?
Wow.
I know.
The odds are pretty good because that's exactly how I set up this podcast. Yeah. You didn't see that coming.
I did not see this coming.
But I've been the mastermind behind everything.
I was wondering why it took so long to get this thing started, and now it all makes sense.
Like, wait, hold
2 years.
You were like, bi-weekly podcast. I'm like, it has to be bi-weekly. And we have to delay at certain points.
Yeah.
It was all part of the plan.
That's hilarious. Okay, well, good on you for that.
So, welcome to the 30th Nope Kidding podcast.
Nope. That's Nope Kidding podcast.
Nope Kidding podcast. We have merch now.
We do have merch.
It's available. Go buy it.
Go buy it anywhere you can find it.
Which is nowhere.
Nowhere. But, if you're interested.
But it wasn't a lie, technically.
I can hook you up.
Give you the hookup.
I'll give you the hookup.
You have to win. You have to get the riddle right on Instagram.
That's right. And you'll get one for free.
Mm-hmm. But it won't be your size. Send in your size so we can make sure it's not that.
Yeah, definitely tell me if you get it right. If you know that you're right, I'll message you and then you can tell me. How about that? We'll make it easy. We don't know what we're doing. So anyway, welcome to the 30th episode. And a little fun fact for everybody. 30th episode and Andrew turns 30. What? Whoa!
What are the odds?
Whoa! That's the crowd going wild.
Yeah, I figured.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not normal that I can hear the audience, but that time it's like they were loud and clear through my earphones.
They were right here with us. Well, it was
Hi,
a special
guys.
Occasion, so. Yeah.
This is a studio recorded podcast now with the live audience.
You know what was funny? What show was I watching? Just clips of. It was an old TV show. What was that show?
Twilight Zone.
No, not that old. But it was like 80s, I think, like maybe 90s. But it was they had a laugh track, and it was such a random thing. Like, why would they have a laugh track? I can't believe I can't remember think of the show.
Why is that weird to you? Oh, is it not a sitcom? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it wasn't like a situation. It wasn't a type of show that would have a laugh track. I think it was a cartoon maybe or something. I don't remember now. Why can't I think of it? But anyway, if I think of it, I'll just shout it as I do. So, anyways.
So, was it truly a laugh track? If there's not that many jokes?
No. It was like a recorded laugh track to make the kids. It was a kids show, so it was like, I guess it was to make kids think, like, to understand the humor and know when to laugh, because I guess not all kids can get humor, So I think it was like teaching kids what was funny. I don't know.
So it was a funny show. So yeah, why shouldn't it have a laugh track?
Because it wasn't a sitcom. It wasn't a live audience show. It wasn't even like, real time. I don't know. It was just weird. I don't think any cartoons had laugh tracks. It was just not. It wasn't done. Okay, it just wasn't done.
You're like, it just doesn't fit.
It didn't fit. It was weird. It was. I don't know. It just kind of stood out to me. So I thought it was weird. But I can't believe I can't think of the cartoon.
As a TV showrunner, you gotta, try new things.
True. I mean, it wasn't a bad idea because, I feel like laugh tracks really add, but sometimes they can take away too, where you're like, why are they laughing? This is not an appropriate time to laugh. And then you feel dumb because you're not laughing, but everybody else on the show is laughing. These like fake people in the background. So I don't know. Sometimes it adds and sometimes it takes away. It's a real finesse.
Are you saying the fake people made you feel dumb?
They made me feel, a little awkward. And, I don't blame them. I blame, the people that...
I blame society.
I blame society as a whole. Yeah. So maybe we need to get a laugh track. What do you think?
Yeah. I mean, I am the laugh track, aren't I?
I guess.
Whenever you're talking, I'm back here going...
I will say that people say that I laugh really easily, so maybe I am the laugh track because sometimes I can just laugh at everything.
And then they were like,
"It's a problem." Man. Yeah. Anyway,
I'm not as I don't have as good a humor as Lisa.
Not humor. I don't have humor. Awkward. I just have like
sense of humor.
Maybe I'm just a sensitive humor. You know, like
You don't have a sense of humor. You have a sensitive humor.
yeah, exactly. That's
Totally
what I'm trying to say. It's totally different. So there's a gas crisis going on, apparently.
Who cares about that? There's a boba crisis going on. Have you heard about this?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, I think I mentioned it actually before, so you should have.
Oh.
But this boba short, it's a problem, man. Here's the thing. I think this is a joint problem. Is that people are bored, they're at home, they want something fun like boba, and I think it's taken off at the same time that COVID has driven down the production of boba.
I see. So when you say joint problem, do you mean like marijuana and boba go together?
That's exactly what I was referring to.
Okay. So there's just because everybody's at home, there's an uptick of joints going
that's
around.
right. That's right. Everybody, all the stoners are ordering a boba, and now there's none for the rest of us.
I see. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
No, but they slapped a sign. I was like, read some articles. I'm like, is that really going to affect us though? And they slapped a sign at Quickly saying that the like shipping port backups, the global pandemic, the Suez Canal, there's no more boba. Well, they said they're limiting boba to 1 scoop per person.
Oh, wow. Well, I will say that I do not partake in the boba or the joints, so I'm really not part of the problem.
Yeah, there you go.
You cannot blame me for this shortage whatsoever.
Excellent. You're like, I'm absolutely abstaining, and it's not important.
I bow out from this.
I'm part of the problem for sure, because the boba people at the corner boba store have begun to refer to me by name and try and get a backstory from me. Like when you go in, they're like, "So do you live nearby?" Like, what? Like wink, wink. You here all the time?
We're going to be writing an article about you soon, so we need some details.
I'm like, oh gosh, stop.
They're going to have to cut you off soon.
Yeah, that's why he's like, listen, bud, leave some for the rest of Orlando. leave some for the pilgrimage. Some people come here from Maitland.
Right. You're going to have to put on a disguise every time you go in. Something new. Maybe a mustache. Oh, wait, you already have a mustache.
I'll put on a not mustache.
I was gonna say maybe like a mask that's not bearded. It's like a clean cut face over your beard.
How is a bearded person supposed to disguise themselves? Exactly. Come on, they gotta make a fake not beard.
Yeah, you've got to figure that out so that you can get more boba, or you're just gonna have to start hitting up new places. Yeah.
Oh, wait, what if I run out of gas trying to get there?
Oh, okay. Well, you got a bike now, so.
Well, hang on. What's happening with the gas shortage?
Yeah, so, I mean, there's technically not really a gas shortage yet, so to speak. I mean, like, they're trying to hide it, I think. They're putting out articles saying that nothing's wrong. But then, like, you go to the gas station and the line is out on the street and all the gas stations are running out of gas. Mainly because... Mainly, it's not so much that there's a shortage, it's that there's a fear of shortage, so everybody's going out and filling up their gas and getting like taking all the gas. So
there's a confidence shortage.
It's creating a shortage because of the panic, but I don't think... So basically, there was something went on, there was a hack in the gas system. I don't know the full story, but they got hacked. And so they had to shut down production temporarily to resolve this hack issue. And because they had to shut it down, people think that it's going to cause a delay in gas distribution. So they're saying pretty soon it's going to catch up and then there's going to be a shortage. So they're freaking out and going out and getting the gas now to I guess, get ahead of it. So I don't know. It's not that big of a deal.
There's a shortage in confidence.
That's what it is. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, anyways, speaking of big news, I just want to throw you out there and say
throw me under the bus.
Not under the bus, above the bus, on top of the bus, holding a big sign that says, "I am the billboard for big things coming."
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I mean, you had your birthday, big 3-0. You've got, a wedding in the works, love of your life. You've got, some other cool things happening. So
like a podcast.
Like a podcast with the most famous person in the world. And you've got, future. You got future coming up. You got, some deets to work out and some plans.
Some deeds.
Some deeds and plans that involve deets.
Deets for deeds.
Exactly.
Oh man, if I'm gonna open up a realtor, that's called Deets for Deeds.
That's perfect. That is perfect. Don't tell Tim, he'll steal that. He'll steal that from you.
That's excellent. Yeah, no, I'm getting a house is what Lisa's referring to.
Yeah, I was trying to open the door for you because I don't want to just share your life story to people, total strangers that don't need to know unless
you're like, I have this banner for you. Would you please hold it up?
Exactly. Okay. Yeah.
So I'm that is actually an appropriate name, Deets for Deeds, because there's a lot of details that require writing and formulating and coalescing and notarizing.
It's a process, yeah.
And faxing. And actually, it's become surprising. I mean, I've never bought a house before, but I've definitely had to sign papers before. And I'm surprised with how efficient people have gotten with it. Like the ability to just like click on an email and then click like sign at the bottom. And then it just says, all right, we automatically emailed it back to them.
Oh, yes. The electronic signature age.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing. It is a little scary though, because like you double tap one time and then you're like, I skipped like a whole section. Like, did I just sign my soul away to some malevolent being?
Very true. You never know with these deets people.
Yeah.
I mean, deeds people. I messed that one up.
Well, that would be deeds for souls.
All right. There you go. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, but yeah, we're pretty far along. Everything's pretty much set.
You're almost there. That would be really.
They're
really
under
cool.
contract, so if they walk away, that would be a problem.
That'd be a bummer.
That would be a legal situation.
Awesome.
But yeah, so we're all good. Now I'll have space to set things like panels on the walls that will reduce sound vibrations and have a professional podcast studio. That's the whole reason I got it. It's one large podcast studio.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, you got to do what you have to do for success in this world, and I'm not going to have anything like that. So, got nothing for you. I just have. You
already have a podcast studio.
I do, but I don't have. I mean, it's in my bedroom. Does that count? I mean, I think the bed is kind of like soundproofing, right?
That's true.
It's kind of like
it's
a big,
soft.
Yeah,
it's a big sound absorber.
Exactly.
Really.
So that's my contribution. I planned that ahead of time. Just threw my bed inside my podcast studio.
I'll have a podcast recording studio, and I'll just have like a king size bed there, and everybody's like, "Oh, you also sleep in your podcast studio?" No, it's never been used. It's just here for sound absorption.
Yeah.
I'll just like nail it to the roof. People are like, "What the heck?"
Wait, you sleep up there? What?
Am I in the what is that upside down house on International Drive?
Yeah, or Mary Poppins when they drink the.
See now that would make a lot more sense to anybody that doesn't live in Orlando.
Right. Well, I think they actually have those. I don't think that's the only one. I think there's more of them. I don't know where, but. Oh
yeah, I mean I see the Ripley's all over the place, but I don't really see those all over the place.
Let us know, guys. Do you guys
isn't it owned by Ripley's actually?
I think it is. Let us know if you have an upside down like building in your state, county, city.
Somebody's like, what does that mean?
It's a building where you walk up to it and you're basically coming towards the roof rather than the floor. And then when you walk in, everything is upside down. I don't know how to
people actually I know that you don't know any better after that statement what this is, but Lisa's completely right.
But I actually just remembered that I have a video on my YouTube channel of it. I think like a tour, so to speak. I don't know. So,
there you go.
I don't know how to navigate you there, but just search for me or just search for the house. And I'm sure there's tons of those. So, you don't have to give me the view, but if you like me, why not?
I like how you're like really worried that you might get good views on one
I don't know.
video. You're like, I don't want to like
go at your own risk. I mean, I don't know. Ah!
propagandize myself. What's the issue?
What's the issue?
And you just
Oh, sorry, you couldn't hear that, but my computer just screamed in my ear.
I see.
It was a reaction to that, and sorry, I didn't realize I did that out loud. Actually, oh, that reminds me of what our brother was talking about the other night. His neighbor started singing, and he said, "Oh, you sing really good," and the neighbor was like, "Oh, you heard that?" Like she didn't realize she was actually singing out loud. It was really sweet. She's like an older lady, and she just but
you always gotta wonder though, like if they really
like she's like, come on,
they're just like, oh, you noticed my beautiful singing? I didn't even know I was doing that.
What you think wow.
And they're like, I just said you were singing. I didn't say that.
Well, he did. He said she had a beautiful voice. I don't know it's okay, sorry. I'm trying to think of the name of the upside down house, of what it's called.
Well, I just sent you a link that I was like,
oh, you did?
It really reminds me. It's not that, but it reminds me of Meow Wolf. Like this sort of surreal experience, I would say.
Holy cow, where is Meow Wolf? This looks amazing.
Las Vegas.
Is it really?
Go for it.
I've been to Las Vegas. I don't think I've ever seen this.
I don't know how popular it is. It
must be popular. It looks amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty trippy. I think they have they're like in partnership to open different types of attractions. But for anybody still confused here, I
know we're just rambling.
Meow Wolf and Upside Down House are like attractions along the lines of maybe a Ripley's type of thing. That's sort of their like surreal experiences. They're like rooms and stuff that make you feel like you're in like a place bigger than you really are, and then you go into another room and it's all painted like black and white stripes, and it starts to like, it makes your, it's like an illusion that makes you think the whole room is spinning or something, and then you go to the next one and the whole room actually is spinning, but you're on like some kind of stabilized platform, so you get like, it's basically a bunch of rooms to give you vertigo.
Basically, yeah. Yep.
I'd say that's about it. I like the one that
it sounds horrible, actually, now that you put it that way.
But it's trippy. It's like you go into it and then like they have rooms that look super long, for example, like the Willy Wonka room, where it's like this, you enter into what you think is a long hallway, but then you take like 3 steps and you're at the end and you're like, oh, there's just like a tiny door on the other side of this room. But it was just like forced perspective that made you feel like it was
it's like
giant
that
room or something.
It's like that photo that they put out with Biden and those two have you seen that? The one, it was recently. It went around. It went viral because...
Oh, the Carters?
Yeah,
they were like... Somebody said he looked like their puppeteer.
And that's exactly what it made me think of. I was like, this must be like one of those rooms. But it was, I think it was just like a wide view angle lens or something. But yeah, it was pretty funny. Anyway, I can't find the video, but I was gonna show you guys. I mean... tell you where to find it, but can't find it, so sorry. Rejected.
Well, I found something amazing. Okay,
we all like amazing things.
Well, let's say this, let's rephrase that. I invented something amazing. Let's rephrase that.
I was like, that's even more amazing.
I theorized something amazing.
Okay, you've got me on the edge of my
impressive,
seat.
Right?
No, it's
okay.
Well, I guess yeah.
Well, this relates back. Have you tried my smoky teas yet? I gave you some.
Yeah, I tried it like back then when you...
how was it? I
can't really remember it now. I think I remember it being like kind of like a really abrasive and like punch in the gut chai tea.
Okay.
It's like it had...
it
had like seasons to it, but it was like seasoning, sorry.
Oh, I thought you were like, oh man, it was like there was winter and summer, and I think I fell into fall at one point.
It was like a whole experience, like walking through Wonderland. But no, but then it also like seasonings like chai does, with it's got whatever chai has in it, different seasonings, I don't know. And then but it was like because chai is more, it's not like a sweet seasoning, it's more like dark seasoning. I don't know how to describe
it's a dark
it.
seasoning.
Let's see what's in
Savory?
chai. Yeah, well, kind of, but it's got like nutmeg, cinnamon, clove. So it's kind of has this warming seasonings. And that's kind of what it was like, but it also had this like overpowering
Spiced.
something. I didn't really prefer it, to be honest. It was a bit too just like it filled my mouth with like a fireplace. It's like I picked up the coals from a fireplace, put it in my cup, and see, I put milk in it too. So I mixed it with milk, well, like oat milk, kind of like I would a chai. So I was like, okay, well, let me just make it into like this, fall autumny type of a feel.
Yeah.
But it was kind of more just like I just scooped up some chars from inside the fireplace, pumped it into my chai tea, and drank that. It was not a good experience.
So you loved it.
So I loved it. It was, I don't knock it. It's something.
Did you get what I was saying a little bit about the like wasabi kind of nose heat? I guess you didn't drink it straight. I think you have to have it.
Yeah,
like,
I didn't,
straight
but
up to get that effect.
I got a sense of repulsive attack. Yeah, I was kind of like being attacked. If you want to go
assaulted.
That route. Assaulted, yeah. It was like an assault.
A sensory assault.
Yeah.
So for people that like to have their senses assaulted, I'm glad you tried it with the milk, because I would have forced you to try it again. I'm saying what I've discovered is that I tried the smoky tea with the milk.
Okay.
And it was amazing because I got, personally, this is where, different palates differ, but I personally got a toasted marshmallow thing going on.
Really?
It was kind of, I had like some oat milk. I'd put a little, it was the skim creamer, soy creamer.
Yeah.
With a little bit of smoky tea, and it totally gave it like a, I think you could add like a little pinch of, a little drop of vanilla in there to like accentuate it. Mm-hmm. But I definitely was getting strong toasted marshmallow vibes. I think if you make a smoky tea with some maybe like vanilla milk, and then you have some chocolate boba, and you put a little graham cracker crumble on top, you've got a s'mores boba.
I like a s'mores. I like.
So you would love this.
Okay, but why a boba?
What do you mean? Why a boba?
Why a boba?
It's got to have smoky tea and boba in it, Lisa.
Why do you have to add in the boba?
Because how else are you gonna get your chocolate, huh? Where are you gonna get the chocolate from? You gotta chew it. You gotta
just
chew
put
your
a
chocolate.
You could put a little bit of like chocolate drizzle in there.
No, but that's what up on top is the graham cracker crust.
You're right. How can we do this to get around the boba? That's my question.
See, you've hit a roadblock.
I've heard a roadblock. I was into it, and then you really turned me off with the boba. Look, you know, though?
Boba is essential.
It is?
It's essential to the experience. This is a I
think you might be wrong.
Meal. This is a tea meal. You gotta, if you're not chewing it, you're not enjoying it.
Ew! Like what kind of sick person does this? Who says, okay, I don't have enough weird experiences in my life. I need to create a scenario where I'm drinking something, but I'm also eating something, because I can't just do them separately and enjoy my life.
Variety is the spice of life.
I mean, I don't know. It seems...
Ew, you just sent me a nut pod. What are you talking? You're saying I'm weird. Why did you send me a picture of a nut pod?
Nut pods are good for you, okay?
Whoa.
I'm just saying, like, that would be really good with your maybe with your drink of choice. It's called.
You could even bring yourself to say the word smoky tea.
Smoky tea. Okay, I'm on for the smoky tea. Whatever, it's fine. What I sent to him was a picture of almond plus coconut creamer called toasted marshmallow, and I was thinking that with this theory that he has, that, his theorizing, he could theorize that into his
theory.
Smoky tea minus the boba. What? Okay, here's another question.
Extra boba. How about that?
Is this a cold scenario for you, or is this a hot?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, because, you kind of think of smoky as being kind of a hot experience.
Yeah, we discussed this last time about...
Yeah, we did. You're right.
About the natural element of, the smoky tea.
Uh-huh.
But here's the thing. I mean, with the creamer in it and everything, I ended up cooling it down. It was fine as a cool drink. It has to be brewed hot, of course.
Right.
But I did at the boba place on the corner, I did ask for one time, because it gets annoying to try and suck up the bobas when you're at the end of the drink and you've saved a few for last.
Yeah.
And the ice is now at the bottom because the drink is gone. And the bobas are all mixed up in the ice. And you got to do this whole thing that looks like you're trying to take a core sample or something. You got your straw with your thumb on it and you're digging through the ice.
Oh boy.
Trying to get out of boba. And I was like, you know what? No ice. And he was like, you're crazy.
Whoa, no ice? You'd rather have boba than ice?
And I was like, no ice. I want to get at my boba. And he was like, all right, if that's what you want. And I was like, that is what I want. And then he gave it to me. And what I didn't realize is, I guess they brew it hot. Yeah. And then they pour it in with the milk and everything. Uh-huh. So then you end up with a lukewarm situation.
Yuck. That's
a room
even
temperature,
worse.
room temperature drink.
Room temperature drink with boba. That's the worst case scenario. That's so gross.
Well, the boba saved it a little bit.
Oh, okay. Here's the thing. I was thinking, if it's just for the look of it, why don't you get little chocolate flavored ice cubes that are round like boba and stick them in there? And then they just cool it and release the flavor without it being this ridiculous, slimy eyeball that's coming through your straw into your mouth.
Well, I mean, they always print the picture of the boba on the outside of the teas, so you don't even really,
They print the picture?
Yeah, several of the places I go, they have
it's
basically
not a
picture.
Cup?
Well, it's semi-clear, and then they have logos and stuff, and they show they'll have outlines of little ice cubes and the dark little circles of the boba at the bottom.
But they're not the actual boba.
Right.
They're pictured. That's sus. That is sus to me. Excuse me.
You think they're accentuating their boba?
No. I think what they're doing is they're saying, this is the most disgusting thing you're going to put in your mouth. And if you visually, see it, it's going to completely turn you off. So I have to cover it up with some fake boba.
But it's a picture of the boba.
But it's not. Because the boba would be enough for you. Why do they have to cover it up with a picture? Okay.
I mean, you could still see the boba through it.
You know what's probably happening? The boba is probably like disintegrating and turning into this mushy.
No, you know what happens to them? It's weird. They get hard.
They get hard?
It goes the other way. Yeah, they get more and more chewy the longer you leave them.
Oh, gosh. There's this place in Winter Park.
It's bizarre.
That I just realized when I was looking at places. It says it's called the Chewy Boba. Chewy Boba in Winter Park.
They get those very chewy bobas, huh?
That, if I was passing that on the street, I would say, I don't even know. I would be turning the opposite direction.
What if I was like, Lisa, pull in?
If there's a boba shortage, I must be in the minority on the whole boba craze.
Well, I mean, the fact that there's all these boba shops and they don't say
there's a lot.
Because there's also tea shops that have boba and they don't really put it as their main thing. But it's very rare. If somebody's going to go into boba, they full on big letters advertise boba bubble tea shop,
Yeah, I don't know. I did it go viral or something? What happened? How did this blow up?
All the weebs.
What?
All the weebs. And I guess probably all the actual
Are you saying the weebs?
Asian people.
Or the...
Yeah, the weeaboos, the anime nerds that want their Asian culture in all of their foods. And then also the actual Asian culture filtering in from the legitimate places.
Okay, so
delivering it to the weebs.
I keep thinking you're saying weeds. because you associated with joints before, and now we're into weeds. So I was like,
WEEBs. Yes.
So what does that mean?
Weebs, weeaboos. People that are like really into anime, like big anime nerds.
Why are they called weebs?
Weebs?
Yeah, what's that called? Why is it called that?
Let me look it up. I don't remember. Weeaboo is mostly derogatory slang term for Western person who is obsessed with Japanese culture, especially anime, often regarding it superior to all other cultures. AKA a Japanophile.
Okay, so it's Western. It's not Asians. It's Western who's obsessed.
Yeah, that's why I said,
Asians.
And then also the illegitimate like Asian culture that has come from, the various Asian cultures.
Okay.
Like we have a very proliferant Vietnam town in Orlando, so that's where a lot of these boba shops and stuff crop up. So
okay, so okay? I don't know. It's confusing to me because why would anybody want to put something like that in their mouth while they're enjoying a lovely, delicious drink?
Because like, what if you want to eat too?
Then get a side dish.
No, because then you're like, that's like saying, why don't you buy a loaf of bread and some ground beef instead of getting a burger?
No. Okay, let me ask you this. If you had a bowl of bobas that was not in a drink, if it was just a bowl of bobas, would you take a spoon and eat them?
Sure.
You would.
I mean, I just told you a story about how I'm done with my drink and I'm trying to eat the bobas that are left.
That's true.
But the ice is in the way.
Oh. I don't know.
It's like I've landed on another planet and the aliens are like, you make no sense. Please leave.
It's exactly like that. Please leave. Yeah.
Weeaboo apparently came as an alternative term to Wapanese. I guess Western Japanese person.
Look at this. Okay, so
wannabe Japanese. That's what it comes from.
I looked up the obsession of bobas, and it says...
The boba obsession. Explain.
It says, the name comes from a jelly-like appearance of the tapioca pearls that look like bubbles in the drink. The bubble tea obsession, however, may now have reached an unhealthy level, with a 14-year-old girl reportedly ending up with numerous undigested boba pearls clogging up her intestines.
Well, you got to take it easy.
Wow. That's interesting.
She must have been down in those that boba. Oh, unless they got like super firm boba. I don't know.
It's interesting. It's an interesting concept. I just don't know how it became I could see how it might have gotten started going back to the joint thing. Just people sitting around saying, But how it took off is a whole nother mystery to me. But anyways, to each their own. If you enjoy a good boba tea, I wish you well with that and full enjoyment. So
I wish you well in trying to never see somebody eat boba, but I will do it in front of you.
I understand. It's your right.
Can you?
And I will.
Does that seem repulsive to you as well?
To see people eat it?
Yeah, to see people eat it.
No, because it's really more just like feeling it in my mouth and it being in my, my own
but
personal.
But if I watch somebody hold a spider, it's a little uncomfortable.
Okay. No, I mean, even
but
that's
then again, you don't have like a bobophobia. Oh, wow, that's kind of fun to say. Bobophobia.
What if somebody does? I wonder if they're...
I mean, you're the closest person to it, so let me know how it is.
Oh my gosh, I think there is. Hold on.
I bet it would probably mess with the trypophobia people.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what they said. It's a trypophobia is an irrational fear of irregular patterns of holes and bumps, and is said to be a fear. The reaction is a bit more like disgust. Yeah. But I mean, it is disgusting to me. So, but I just don't care. Like, and I feel the same way about, like you said, like if I see somebody else holding a bug, it doesn't freak me out as much as it being. It's the thought of it being on my body, like in my personal space. So, yeah.
You don't get like a sympathetic feeling of it crawling on you?
No, I don't. I'm fine with it. And also, like, if a bug is in danger, like, let's say those grasshoppers that, that I dislike that are now back in season, which started about a week or two ago. If I see one of those in distress or like in a situation where they are, in trouble or whatever, I feel bad for them. I'm like, I want to save you, but I cannot go near you to do that. So I'm sorry. You're your life is
Like,
important to me, but my personal comfort apparently is.
I think what you mean is your life is important, but not to me.
In other words, what I'm saying is I'm no hero. I care about you, but I'm not going to risk my life.
Fair enough.
Although,
At least you're honest.
I'll try. I mean, I'll do what I can to a point. So, anyways.
To appoint somebody else to do
it. Yeah. Speaking of them, though, like I just recently put, I planted some gardenias and Floriglories in my back patio, which I thought would be amazing because I've always wanted these like perfectly scented, beautiful flowers I really love scents. So any kind of flower or thing that would produce
or change
a scent is just magical.
Breaking $1.
Or what?
Or breaking $1.
I don't know what that means.
So you have lots of scents.
Oh. Okay.
Where's the laugh track, Lisa? All right, go ahead.
Anyway, so yeah, and I was so excited about this, but then I planted them, and not even joking, I hadn't seen a grasshopper yet at all since like last year. As I'm finishing up, I'm watering it. This is the last step. Watering the plants. I also have an aloe plant that was in a pot. I took it out of the pot and planted it into the ground. And I was watering that. Look up, and it's literally right above my head. He basically was attracted to the scent of the gardenias and came because I looked it up, and apparently grasshoppers are attracted to flowery smells. So,
great.
Yeah.
Guess what you've done?
I've just created a scenario where...
You know what this means, Lisa?
What does it mean?
You and the grasshopper have a lot in common.
That's true. We do.
Maybe you need to get along.
I will say...
Maybe he's come to bond with you over a shared experience.
Okay, maybe. But then guess what he did? He brought his friends. And
yeah, of course. Everybody, more the merrier.
The next day I walk out to my patio, and I have an enclosed part of my patio and then an outdoor part. The outdoor part's where the flowers are. The indoor part is like screened so that, it could be shielded from the elements. And so I walk out to the patio where there's, the inside part. And on the screen are like 2 huge grasshoppers. So they've decided,
just try and come out here.
Yeah, well, he's like, I wanted to show my friends your beautiful flowers, and I was like, but I have to go out and water them, and you're in my way. So, anyways, I think long story short, I think this has warmed me a little bit to the creatures. As you were saying, we have a lot in common. But since they're like hanging out on my screen, I can get really close to them without, being in danger of them coming onto my person. So I'm just kind of studying them and trying to overcome this like disgust that I have every time I see one. So
maybe hold one.
No, that won't happen. But I did put my hand kind of like on the screen where he was to kind of test myself, but I couldn't do it. I couldn't get that far. But we're bridging gaps. But
facing fears.
And then I went out one day and went to go water my plants. And as I'm watering the gardenias, I don't see one, but one is sitting on top of one of the gardenias, and I just like water it and it gets all wet, and it was not happy. So
it came for you.
It made a move. And
money moves.
So I think we're fighting again. And to be honest,
if you only thought you were in a fight, it's probably not a very vicious fight.
Well, he hasn't been back. So I scared them off, and I thought that would make me happy, but now I'm kind of sad. Like, I feel like I created this oasis for them.
This utopia.
And then
you're like, it's mine. You can't have any of it.
And then it's like I tricked them.
That's so sad.
Yeah. Anyways, and then another sad thing is I had to, on the other side of my house, I have bushes, which are kind of like flowery bushes. So I'm terrified. I've always been terrified during the summer to cut them back because they love that plant. But then there's this new plant that's grown next to it, which is like a new development since last year. I did not plant anything. It's just decided this looks like a good place to explore my roots. So they're doing that. And it's grown kind of big. So I had to cut it back. And as I'm cutting it with these huge, shears that you use to cut things, I cut the same branch that one of them was on, one of the grasshoppers was on. I
thought you ground him up.
Oh, no, but I was close. And so they're basically being attacked. They feel like it's a misunderstanding, and I hope that they know that was both two unintentional assaults. And I'm hoping that there's not a revolt, is what I'm getting at.
What if a big alien came down and just started yanking skyscrapers up and being like, I hope you understand, this is just a misunderstanding. They're just in my way.
Oh no, that's funny. I think of that sometimes when I'm around smaller animals. I'm like, what do they think? Like, we're like giants. And, like sometimes I wonder, like, why are some animals just not afraid of you? And, that was one thing that came up was I was talking about bugs and how some bugs they're not as scared of you. And then I saw on a TV show about how if you're in the wild and you like don't have anything to eat and you're like, stuck and you need to find food, they say if a bug is not afraid of you, if it's like out in the open and crawling around and doesn't like run away when you come near it, don't eat that because it's more than likely poisonous to eat. Because they're like, if you're going to find something to eat, you're going to have to look under rocks and trees and stuff for like grubs, because those are the things that are hiding from you, or those are the things. The
bugs that are out are like, go ahead.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, see what happens. I have a mysterious hidden assault weapon hidden inside of my, what is that thing called? Their body that's like sticks out. Ugh, that nasty part. You know what I'm talking about. The part that kind of like curves. It looks like it's their body, but it also kind of looks like I don't know. It's like.
It's a penis.
It looks gross, yeah. It looks revolting.
Sounds like you're talking about a penis.
It does, doesn't it? The abdomen part. It's called the abdomen on a grasshopper, but I don't know.
You mean like that, like a cornucopia looking thing, like just their thorax. I don't know.
Yeah, although they do have genitalia, so yes, but yes. Anywho, moving on. We could stop talking about this. I feel like we talk about this so much.
Your bugs. It's a huge part of your life, Like when you're not terrified about boba, you're terrified about these bugs.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a rough existence.
I sound like I'm afraid of everything on the planet, but I'm not.
What if one of those grasshoppers just like you came out of your bathroom one day and one had you cornered. It was there hopping towards you. You're like, and it just spit a boba at you.
Oh my gosh. Well, I wouldn't know it was a boba. There's no way in my mind would I think grasshoppers enjoy boba. And
wouldn't that be more terrifying?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. I would be like, did you just shoot
a black circle that's like
that's an alien pod you just threw at me, and what is going to arise from this egg that you've just thrown at me? I don't know. I can only imagine.
Caviar. You should cook it up.
Ew. No, but you know what I bought recently? I bought capers because I remember a couple occasions where I've ordered something from a restaurant and it had capers in it. I remember it being so good. Mm-hmm. And I always just assumed it was the capers that tasted good. So I bought some and I'm hoping to use it soon to see if it's as glorious as I remember.
Well, you should probably use like a standard recipe because I think they come, they kind of put in like an oil and stuff and kind of tossed up.
True.
Standard. It's kind of like how, Brussels sprouts are always either made the good way or the bad way.
Uh-huh.
It's kind of like that situation. I would imagine.
Yeah.
But I haven't really made capers. Did you get a special caper spoon?
No, I didn't. I'm going to miss out on that.
You gotta have special capers. I feel like there's just always a special caper spoon. I don't know if that's what it's called. Maybe it's just a small spoon, but they're always served with like a little tiny spoon.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, I have tiny spoons, but they're not for things. They're just, they might not. They may not.
What are these spoons for?
I don't know. They're not really. I don't even know if they're spoons. They have a scoop looking thing. So I don't know what. There's some things in my house that I don't know. So I'm actually getting rid of a lot of stuff. So that's a good plan, right? I've been clearing out, minimalizing. But
True.
Also, speaking of food, going back to that, I've been making these walnut tacos lately. And I recommend them for people who...
Walnut tacos?
Yeah, so like the walnuts...
Oh, you haul out a walnut and make a very tiny taco.
No.
Is that accurate?
No. I could see that though. Just one small little thing. No, what you do is the walnuts, and you can mix lentils in there too, but the walnuts are the meat rather than taco meat. So it's a substitute. And you basically grind up the walnuts into like, you're not like totally grind it up in a food processor, like just so that it's like chunky but not full walnutty. And you mix it with different seasonings or taco seasoning or whatever, a little bit of water, and it turns into like what looks like taco meat, but it's not really. But you could also add lentils in there for a little bit of extra.
Does it like soften up?
Yeah, like the longer you leave it, the softer it gets. But it's usually a little bit crunchy, but depending on what you put in there, you really don't notice it. But it tastes really good.
I'd be really disconcerted if my taco meat was crunchy.
Well, I mean,
I bet it tastes good though. I bet it tastes amazing.
It does taste amazing. Like if you add stuff to it, so you're putting in lettuce, you got some tomatoes in there. You probably have like, I don't know, what do you put on your taco?
Well, it depends on what kind. It's like a street taco or like a standard. If I'm getting like a fajita plate, then I'm gonna put on like some meat. Probably I usually put chicken, but if there's ground beef, that's fine. Mm-hmm. And then some sautéed fajita vegetables, and then like a little lettuce, cheese situation, tomato.
What about avocado?
Avocado would be great.
And lime.
I don't think it would. I wouldn't say it would be a standard taco ingredient, but it'd be a pretty common one.
Now I know we differ on this, but sour cream.
Oh no! Come on, get that out of here.
I also have to rewind and scold you a little bit on making a fajita.
Oh. Oh, okay.
Making a fajita with ground beef. I mean, who does that?
I did say that I would prefer chicken.
I know you said that.
Ground beef, it's fine.
You said it was fine though with ground beef, and
fine.
At that point, it's a taco. It's not a fajita. So.
Well, you did ask, what do I have in my taco?
That's true. I don't know where fajita came from, but
I don't know. Fajita isn't really even a thing. I mean, there are fajitas, and then there's like a fajita taco, but like there's not like you don't just eat a fajita. I think a fajita would be like a single like grilled bell pepper.
Yeah, well, okay. Suit yourself. All right, so back to the sour cream. I think a taco cannot be complete without sour cream. I can't even imagine.
Is it that you like the creaminess?
I like the flavor and the creaminess. It kind of just balances it all out, and it really adds to like the whole experience. I don't know. I have to ask viewers, sour cream, no sour cream. It weirds me out that you don't like sour cream. I don't want to.
I mean, if there's like a very minimal amount, I could probably be okay with it. Like if there's like a
for someone who likes dips, this is my issue. It's like
the thing is, it's like it's a lot, and it's like I feel like places just put too much. Like it's become a thing that people are like, oh yeah, I want a bunch of sour cream, and they just like put a tablespoon of sour cream, and it's like it could be like I don't know. It feels like almost a mix-in thing. Like I'd want to mixed in with a little bit of the like taco meat to make it more creamier.
Interesting.
Rather than it just be like a cold white blob of like when you bite it, like kind of squirts out in your mouth a little bit, and you're just kind of like.
What if you just like grind up every ingredient in a taco and just put it all together into the meat and then just slap that onto some tortillas and eat that?
I mean, I guess like whenever you don't like something, it would be better off if it were just fully incorporated so you didn't have to think about it. But
true.
Then again, olives get worse the more you put them in stuff.
Olives? Yeah. Let's just get those out of here. We don't need those.
I was eating ropa vieja the other day, and there was just olives hidden all throughout it. I didn't that's not traditional, right? That was random. I was like, what the heck? There's an olive in here.
You were eating what?
Ropa vieja.
Oh, because that's normal. Like, what is that?
That's an old woman's clothes.
That's what it sounds like. It sounds like an old woman's robe that has seen better days.
It is, it's a dish. It's a traditional Spanish Latin
I
dish.
looked it up, and it's Cuban.
Okay.
Is it?
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
sounds right.
I don't know. One person.
Cubans have very interesting names for stuff. Like they have the medianoche, which is like the sandwich that's just called midnight.
Okay, midnight. All right.
I don't know. There's a lot of interesting named foods that are Cuban.
I will say it looks good. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's delicious, especially with
really
like some plantains and stuff. Normally, I don't go for the plantains, but they're pretty good in ropa vieja.
No, they actually mix them in.
No, they're usually like a side thing.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that's kind of a Cuban thing. Mike used to work at a Cuban restaurant and in college, and it turned him on to the whole plantain thing. So now he really loves a good plantain every now and then. He craves them. So, yeah, he's on that.
Who knew? Deep fried banana.
Who knew? I don't hate them, but I don't love them. I could take it or leave it. But I do love.
Yeah, I think it's it's a powerful flavor. Less of, I guess, I feel like a little less than a banana, but it's, it's just, you gotta deploy them tactically.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. I wonder how they are with dessert. Like, could you make it with like
could they be the bridge?
They could.
Could they be like you have a steak and then you have a couple plantains and then you go into like a banana split?
Okay. Well,
that could be the bridge.
I don't know. Maybe you're right. Maybe. Who knows? There is a restaurant. I can't remember where they do this, but I think it might be Polo Tropical. They have a plantain. It's basically like a wrap, and the plantains are inside the wrap as like the meat, because it's a vegetarian.
What
dish.
does it rhyme with?
What does what rhyme with?
Plantain, maintain, a grain.
They all rhyme. Yeah.
I'm just wondering how you rap with it.
No. Like,
hey, come on, where's the laugh track?
That's like that obnoxious person in the audience that's like above everybody else.
Still with me? I think I blew up my audio.
I think so. Oh my god. Yes. That obnoxious person. Anyway, it's a plant-based dish that they have. I think it's a restaurant. I don't know. Anyway, and that's pretty good. But I also like the plantain chips. I do like those. I have some here at the house right now, and that's really good. But
have you ever had that with mojo?
Yeah, mojo's good.
Yeah, it's not healthy, but
right, yeah.
It'll turn anything into something delicious.
True that. Yeah. So I think it's about that time that we rhyme, or should we
See, I knew you were trying to rap.
Actually, before we go, I mean, we still have time. So, Cuban dishes, delicious. There's a lot of different cuisines. As I get older and older, when someone says, "What's your favorite cuisine?" I basically don't have an answer because
I say lean. That wasn't even the laugh track. That was a real laugh. I got you with that one.
That was a good one. Yeah, that was good. I mean, it was just so quick and on point. Yeah. So anyway, I got nothing else. I guess. Oh, I did add a little something to my. Well, it's kind of like both indoor, outdoor. What is it called? Not aesthetic.
Activity. Not
aesthetic, but like something you put in your home.
Decor.
Thank you. I couldn't think of that word. It's indoor-outdoor decor. So what it is it's a clear birdhouse that attaches to your window. So
the heck? For the grasshoppers.
No, it's a birdhouse, not a grasshopper house. I'm not that welcoming.
Well, hopefully the grasshoppers will go in there so that when the birds come to stay, they're like, oh, full pantry.
No. I don't want them to get eaten or anything.
What do you mean? You're apparently a fan of the birds.
Yeah,
what are the birds going to do?
That's true. It's so hard.
They're an invasive species, those grasshoppers.
Yeah, it's hard. Oh my gosh, did you hear about the whole elephant situation?
Well, this sounds depressing.
It's so depressing. Like, I almost want to raise up and I don't know I don't have a good answer, so it's hard to complain when you don't have a solution. I hate that. Right. So it's just such a sad situation. I feel like there needs to be I'm sure there are great minds at work on this, but basically, there's elephants in, I want to say Zimbabwe,
Scandinavia,
maybe, or I don't know exactly where. Just look it up because it's well known. But these elephants, they've done such a good job at replenishing them as they were going extinct that now they've become an invasive and there's too many of them. And so they're talking about...
Damn, that'd be a rough invasive species to have. Can you imagine? It's like elephant breeding season. You're like, oh God, they're everywhere.
Yeah. Well, the problem is that there's so many of them that other elephants can't, they're like eating up all the food. So there's not enough food for all the elephants.
Oh, they're starving.
And it's also causing problems for other animals because they don't have food because they're trampling all their food. And anyways, so and they're talking about like mass murder of all of these elephants, and like because of the way that they have to do it. It's sad because they said that because elephants are such a tight-knit family. Like you've seen those videos of if something happens to the baby elephant, like all the elephants run over. They're like so attached to each other. And so anyways, they said that they can't just kill one elephant in the family. They have to take out the whole family or the family will grieve and it'll be more painful for them. So they basically have to kill out
what the heck?
Entire herds. I don't know.
I mean, it's weird that they're concerned with like their well-being where they're like, oh man, we don't want them to be like emotionally damaged. So let's just kill them all.
Yeah. Well, it says it's called culling. It's called elephant culling. And they said it's basically their best solution because it's the only...
I mean, this is kind of what they do with, deer and stuff, right? Like they there's a certain point where they become like overpopulated and they have to open up like a hunting season and stuff. That's like the point of those seasons.
Yeah, I know. It's true. But then they also say that, well, people are kind of against it because they said once you open up the doors to that, it's not going, like people are going to take it responsibly and they're going to abuse the power in order to get ivory again because they banned the obviously killing elephants for ivory. And so like people are worried that this is going to cause like bad killings and like people who should not be out doing that and giving them like...
Well, I mean, are they planning on selling the ivory?
I don't know. Like, I'm sure they're going to put restrictions
they're
and stuff.
probably the situation is going to be that there's going to be a bunch of elephant corpses somewhere, and then somebody's going to be like, "Oh, let me go get that ivory."
True, but the other alternative solution they came up with was birth control. So like elephants just can't.
Here we go. Last time we were on about peacock birth control, and now we're here for the elephants.
They're trying.
Jeez. Where will science go next?
I know.
How are you gonna get the elephants to take their birth control?
I don't know. I mean, I guess you'd have to hide it in their food. I have no idea. But it's just, it's a hard thing to talk about because, like, what do you do? Like, well,
no good answer.
There's no good, there's really not. So, I don't know. Hopefully they come with a good solution. It's just so, I don't know, just painful to think about that. I don't know. It's like it makes no sense to me in a lot of ways. Just
no sense.
Like
that there could be overpopulation.
Well, because they were.
Can they transport them elsewhere so that they can be like?
I'm like maybe they could transport them to like
in places that maybe they have gone extinct.
Yeah, I'm sure they thought of it, but I don't know.
But it's like, oh man, who's gonna move a whole herd of elephants?
They could do it. It probably would take a lot of financing. Maybe I don't know. Maybe that's what they're worried about.
Or just train all of them to ride and then ride them to wherever they gotta
go. There you go. Befriend them.
That would be fun and interactive and enjoyable for them maybe.
Yeah. Maybe, and they could get paid. It'd be like everybody has, it could turn into like I don't want to abuse them by having people ride them, but like it could turn into a business, People can come ride the elephants to their new location. Set them free.
Yeah. There you go. And then how does the business continue?
Well, there's a lot of elephants, so they go back to the next herd. Do it again. I don't know. Wow. But anyways, but on a positive note, I saw a video I don't know if you've seen this video, but it's, I think I sent it actually to our group messages, but it's basically
Nut pods?
Not nut pods, not that pod. That should be a podcast name. I wonder if it is. Anyway.
Nut pod?
Like where the hosts are nuts, like they're like crazy. And they just,
right.
That's kind of like
that's
us, you know, like we just spout random things and hope that it makes sense and that people don't think, you know, or maybe they do get on board with the crazy.
And they eat Nutter Butters and they talk about various kinds of nuts and how to toast them.
How to grind them, how to make them into milk. I mean, there's lots of things you could talk about.
Oh, they call it Nut Milk Pod.
Nut Milk Pod? Is that an actual place? Is that an actual podcast?
I hope not.
Oh. Anyway, this heartwarming story that I'm telling you about is of it came out for like mothers, and it was a mother with her baby. She was holding her like infant, and she was at a park where there was gorillas, and she went up to the glass with her infant baby, and then this gorilla came over and was so interested in the baby, and she was like pointing to it through the glass and like trying to like pet its face, and she just was looking like she was really caring about this infant. And then she goes, and apparently she was a recent mother too, so she goes and gets her baby and brings it to the glass. And so the mother with her infant, and then the gorilla is showing her infant, and they were just like comparing each other's infants. It was just the cutest video of it was so wholesome and sweet. I don't know.
But that was the equivalent of like a gorilla being like, hold on, I got pictures in my wallet.
Yeah. She's like, oh, let me show you my baby. It was just really sweet. Yeah.
Adorable.
Yeah. Real sweet like that. That's the deets for you.
Mm-hmm. Don't bring up Harambe. So anyways, yeah, I guess that's all the time we have to depress you.
Yeah.
You know,
We're
get out there, try your boba. Happy 30th.
Yeah, there you go. That you covered all the bases. Should we riddle or should we rhyme to end this podcast? You know, I don't know if people like the riddles because...
Do a rhyming riddle.
Well, no one ever leaves reviews or really engages with me on social media, so...
Guys, what are you doing? You're standing her up.
I know. I'm just becoming that child or that lonely subway rider that's just over in the corner talking and laughing.
To yourself?
With either an invisible friend or myself. It's becoming depressing, guys. So get over to the Instagram account or leave us a review and DM me, answer my polls. You know, if you're a listener and you are on Instagram, what does it hurt to just like, you know, because I see you looking at you're looking at the polls. You're just not pushing you're just not, I don't know. It's, you know.
Well, Lisa's here calling you out, putting you on blast,
come on, guys.
Audience.
You're blasted. I love you. I still love you anyway. It's unconditional. But
I like the idea of somebody like scrolling past one of your posts on their computer, and all of a sudden it just cuts to like your video of you in your room, and you're like, hey, what's the deal? What's that about, huh?
Go back right now and push the post. Push it. You better pull.
You liked it.
You better pull, or I'm.
Why didn't you respond?
I will come for you. Just kidding. Yeah. So let me know, because how else am I going to know? I'm just going to keep putting it out there, and then you're going to be like, aren't you just curious to know what other people, like where you rank? Maybe you don't care, but where do you rank on the answer? Like, do you like sour cream? Do you not like sour? Do you want to know how many listeners that we have?
The whole reason we have this podcast is to gain your data. Exactly. We're here trying to farm, marketable graphs and charts about public interest, and you're all ruining it.
Exactly. God. Oh, that's one thing. I watched Napoleon Dynamite again. He's like, God. Mm-hmm. I haven't seen that movie in so long. It was still pretty funny. Anyway, I'll riddle you up. I'm gonna go for it. You know.
Yeah.
Oh, guess who's calling me? Guess who's calling me?
It's Napoleon Dynamite.
No. I'm getting a call from a lonely child who wants to play pickleball.
Well, time to go, folks.
Wait, no, I got my riddle. Just shut your mouth for 2 seconds.
Okay, I will. Jeez.
Sorry, that was harsh. That was a bit brutal. I'm very bad.
And nothing came out either. I shut my mouth for 2 seconds. It's messed up.
I'm very passionate about my riddles, okay?
Of course. And your rhymes. Do a rhyming riddle. Come on.
That's a lot of pressure. I don't know if I can come up with a rhyming riddle. But what belongs to you, but others use it more than you do?
Oh, that kind of rhymed.
Oh, it does.
Whoa, okay.
Ooh,
Lisa.
I did it.
Hey, woo. This is the studio audience. Woo. All right, thank you for coming out tonight to our studio live show.
Yeah.
Hope you all had a blast, and we'll see you next fortnight.
Oh, yeah. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I love you, that's why I say cheerio, not goodbye. Remember our old tune, be back soon.
I am so weird.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. I love you. Or no, it's sorry. I love you. Bye-bye.
That was so good.
Was it good?
That was so accurate.
like
I'm not even going to use the regular one.
Oh, good.
I'm just going to use yours. Why won't this
I
go?
love you. Bye-bye. I love you.